Hi everyone, so today I'm going to share with you 6 tips on how to prevent fly strike in guinea pigs. So fly strike is a potentially fatal condition which occurs when flies lay eggs around a guinea pig's bum and the eggs then hatch into maggots which mature and eat away at the surrounding flesh. This usually happens in the summer and can take us a little or as a few hours, so it's a horrible fatal thing that can potentially be prevented. I personally haven't had experience with it and really hope I never do, because I take all the actions to prevent my pets from getting it, but it's very common and it's very fatal if it can happen, so you want to be really trying to prevent this. So hopefully these 6 tips will help you out and help you stop your pet from ever developing fly strike. Now the first tip, of course, is a really obvious one, and it's to treat your pets to make sure that they don't have it. I use Johnson's Fly Strike. It's a really good product. I've used that one for a few years now. It's a spray that you spray on the back of their fur and brush it backwards into their fur. It's really simple and easy to use, and Johnson's advise you to redo it every 7 days. When I do it, I tend to do it every couple of weeks, and it works really well and lasts really well for that. But that's your preference, and it depends how hot and how attracted flies are to the area where your pets live. It doesn't get too hot where I am, and I take other actions to prevent flies from going near the guinea pigs, so I only have to do it every couple of weeks. I mean, it's a long job having to do 9 guinea pigs and treat them for fly strike, but it's definitely worth it, and I would recommend the Johnson's Fly Strike. My second tip is to check the back ends of your guinea pigs twice a day. I would do it every morning and every evening and make sure there's nothing unusual there, there's nothing that's on them, there's no dirt or anything. If there is a bit of dirt, I definitely suggest cleaning it up and keeping their back ends clean. You should be grooming them pretty much daily during the summer months when it's hotter, because that's the best way to make sure that they are nice and clean towards and near their back ends. My third tip is to keep your cages and litter trays clean, and this is common sense anyway, but this is especially important in the summer when there's warmth in the air and things tend to get dirtier quicker and attract flies because of the smells and everything. So I 100% recommend cleaning your cage 2 to 3 times a week and litter trays every day during the summer. Obviously, if your guinea pigs or other animals are litter trained, then it'll be much easier for you. You won't be having to clean the cage as often because you'll be cleaning the litter tray every day. But I definitely recommend keeping it clean, and obviously anything that's dirty will attract flies, and that's what you don't want, so the cleaner it is, the better. If you've got a shed or a pet room or a hutch, make sure the surrounding areas are clean. Anything nearby could attract them, so you need to make sure everything around where your animal lives is clean. With my shed, I like to completely empty it every now and then and just make sure everything's wiped down and clean, the toys, everything, and that really does help and keeps flies away. I've got a tortoise enclosure underneath, so I try to keep that as clean as possible because they tend to attract flies. So anything that's nearby or anything you can think of that's to do with your pets, keep it nice and clean, including their run, their houses, anything. Just keep it all nice and tidy and clean. Number 4 is to have a good pet disinfectant. You can create your own using water and vinegar. I personally use a pet disinfectant. I use a variety of different ones. I use Johnson's, I have used the Sainsbury's pet disinfectant, as well as a few other brands, and I really like all of them. Johnson's is a very good one, and the Sainsbury's is a very good one. They're my 2 top recommended disinfectants. They're really good, and you want to be using a good disinfectant to keep the cage clean and keep the smells away and keep it nice and fresh. And I only use my disinfectant when I do a full cage clean, but if you have a litter tray, as already mentioned, you definitely be wanting to use that to clean out the litter trays. Another great way to, not only with disinfectant, but to keep the cages nice and clean or the litter trays, is to use boiling water. So if you have a plastic cage bottom or a plastic litter tray, use boiling water to steam it clean, and it really helps to keep all the bugs and nasties away. Tip number 5, if you have a pet room or a pet shed or a room of some sort where you keep your pet, I would really recommend an insect curtain. I personally don't have one of these. I don't tend to need one because everything I've told you previously seems to keep the flies away. But they are really great if you're in an area that does get a bit warmer and flies do tend to be around quite a lot. Maybe you've got a lot of forage in the garden that attracts them, then I would definitely recommend an insect curtain, or even the little sticky insect things that stick the insects before they can get anywhere else. They're really great too, and you can hang those on the outside or inside of your pet room or pet shed, and they'll obviously stop the flies from going near your animals. But an insect curtain is great, and they're really inexpensive. You can get them on eBay and you can attach them to the windows or the doors of your sheds or pet rooms or anything, and they work really well. My last and final tip is, if you see any symptoms, treat them. The slightest symptom, even if you're not 100% sure if it is fly strike, if it's something that looks a bit unusual or not quite right, take your pets to the vet immediately. A bonus tip is to have something handy just in case as well, such as the Beaver Spot On. That's a really good treatment. But the minute you see anything unusual, take your pets to the vets, and I urge you to keep in regular contact with your vet so that you can take them immediately and don't have to sign up or anything like that. It's always great to take even guinea pigs to vets every now and then for checkups. I personally like to do that, and that's a great way of keeping in contact with your vet and making sure your pets are nice and healthy, and having regular checkups anyway, so that then you're having a second person see that they're still nice and healthy. So those are just my 6 tips on how to prevent fly strike during these summer months. It is something that's quite fatal and something you do have to look out for as a pet owner, especially if you've got animals outside where flies are more prone to be. So I hope it's helped some of you out who aren't sure about this. I do get questions quite a lot about this. Give the video a thumbs up if it has helped you out. If you've got any questions, comment down below, or if you've got any of your own tips or what you like to do to prevent fly strike, or your experiences with it, comment down below and let me know and share it with others. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye everyone.